loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. So I've been seeing all over the internet people trying to rebrand themselves or trying to figure out how to rebrand themselves, and if I'm completely honest, it can be very complicated. I feel like so much goes into rebranding yourself, so in this video I'm gonna help you break it down so that way it can be a little bit easier and we can actually be successful in this rebrand. You've probably been seeing a lot of like, oh, you must eat healthier, you must come up with a workout routine, etc. And while those are great like tips to bettering yourself, that is not gonna help you rebrand yourself. The definition of rebranding for a human is to publicly refer someone or something in a new or different way. So this goes much deeper than just like eating healthier or doing better. I mean, when you think about a brand rebranding themselves, they are completely changing how the outside world sees their brand. I was also gonna make this video kind of like a sit-down podcast episode sort of thing, but then I decided, why not do this together? Why not make this super interesting and take y'all along with me while I rebrand myself? This is also going to be like a little bit of a reset for 2025 as well, because honestly, you can't rebrand yourself if you're not completely reset and kind of put together. First, I'm going to clean my room and start a load of laundry because I can't focus, I can't be productive if my room is a mess. So we're gonna do that first. But before we get started, if you've never seen me before, I'm Emily and I love to make beauty/lifestyle content. So if you are not subscribed yet, be sure to do that so we can hang out more in 2025. My room is clean. That literally took me almost all day and I don't know why, but it is the next day. It is December 31st, so tomorrow is the new year. So we are really cracking down on getting this stuff together. So before we move on to the next thing, I just want to show y'all my essentials for 2025. So what we have here. Firstly, I recommend everybody to get a planner. If you are wanting 2025 to be your year, you're going to need to have a planner so that way you can jot literally everything down in here, especially if you're like me, if you are in school and also have a job and just trying to live life at the same time, planners really do come in handy. Also, kind of to go along with the whole planner thing, I have a smaller planner, and this planner is specifically for my content because I've tried to like mix my content in my other planner with like everyday life things, and it just gets way too jumbled and I get confused and very stressed out and overwhelmed. So I bought a smaller one for 2025 to only keep content in this one. Next is a journal. I promised myself that I would get into journaling in 2025 because it is a really good way to just like reflect on things. And so I have this pink journal. It says notes on it. I think I either got this off of Amazon or Target, but if you're wanting to journal in 2025, highly recommend obviously getting a journal. They're super cheap on Amazon. This next one is definitely personal preference, but I am trying to read the Bible in 1 year, so in 2025, and I got this Year in a Bible book. The brand is Alabaster. I can try to link it below, but it basically just helps you read the Bible in a year, and I am so super excited. But our next activity is reflecting on 2024. Now, obviously, you do not want to reflect on things that did not go well as much as you're reflecting on the things that did go well, because we don't want to go into 2025 with an it didn't happen mindset. We want to go into 2025 with a more broad, open perspective on what could actually happen for us in 2025. So to reflect on 2024, I am going to take my journal and I am going to put up the journal prompts that I found, and I'm going to pick a few of them. I'm not going to do all of them because it's a little excessive in my opinion, but I am going to do a few of them, the ones that speak to me more, and then maybe I will share mine with y'all as well. Really see how people love journaling and feel like it's a great way to reflect, because honestly that like brought a lot of my attention to what 2024 actually was, because I feel like we like to settle on what went wrong in a year instead of all of the things that actually went right and all of the things that made us really happy. So I kind of did very little reflection on like the bad things in 2024 and really focused on what went well for me and what I loved about 2024, and it was really eye-opening. My biggest achievement of 2024 was getting monetized on YouTube. At the beginning of 2024, I really wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know how like quickly my channel could grow, and I'm just so grateful for everyone that has joined me and subscribe to this channel. Truly, it means the entire world to me, and I love every single one of y'all. And then I answered the one about setting intentions for 2025, and really I just want like peaceful intentions in 2025 and just lots of fun and travel and laughter and just like being with the ones I love. I'm just trying to have like no drama in 2025. I just want to be happy and calm and peaceful. Okay, so for this next activity, this is actually the activity that I wanted to make an entire video on, but then I decided let's just all do this together. So you're also going to need your journal for this, and I am going to ask you 22 questions, and these questions are going to lead you right down the exact path to rebranding yourself. I'm going to read them off super quickly, but I'm also going to put them up on the screens for you to read as well. Okay, so what does she look like? Physical appearance, style. How does she dress on a typical day? What does she like? What does she dislike? What is her behavior like in different situations? How does she act in public? So her demeanor. What is her outward behavior? How does she prefer to be treated by others? So like expectations from relationships. How does she treat people around her? What does her daily routine entail? At what time does she usually go to bed? At what time does she wake up? What are her hobbies and interests? What is her profession/occupation? What are her long-term goals and aspirations? So like career/just life achievements. How does she handle stress or challenges? What type of books does she enjoy? How does she maintain her physical and mental well-being? So self-care and just health routines. Does she have any specific dietary preferences or restrictions? Who are her closest friends and what are her relationships like with them? How does she navigate conflicts or disagreements? So her communication style, conflict/resolution. What values and principles guide her decision making? So her personal ethics. When considering the values and principles that are guiding someone's decision making, key aspects include integrity, fairness, compassion, responsibility, honesty, and loyalty. And lastly, How does she spend her leisure time on weekends? So when you're answering these, I want you to answer them like you are looking at yourself and talking about yourself, not answering them as the person who's writing them kind of thing, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. Basically, you're writing down who your future self is. You can also type this on your computer. I feel like I'm gonna type it on my computer because it's gonna be a little bit quicker that way, but eventually I will be writing them in my journal so that way I can go back to it and read them and be like, oh yeah, that's who I wanted to be this year. Don't worry, this is the last writing activity, I promise. Okay, so next, I'm actually really excited about this one. We're gonna do a social media / phone cleanse. So on social media, we're gonna unfollow anyone who doesn't inspire us, doesn't impact our life, or doesn't educate us in any way. We're also gonna go through our own profiles and delete like photos or videos that doesn't really represent like your future self or the person that you're trying to be. And then we're gonna delete any like photos or videos or just apps off of our phone that we don't need or don't use anymore. And we're deleting phone numbers that we don't need. I feel like I haven't done this in such a long time, and there's probably like names in there that I don't even know anymore, or like people that I haven't talked to in years, so they're definitely not needed, and we're just gonna go through and delete all of them. As some of you may know, I am starting ballet in 2025, and my ballet shoes just came in. I'm so excited. I danced for 5 years, but I never took a ballet class. Like at school, when I was on the dance team, we had a ballet teacher come when we were doing boot camp over the summer, but it wasn't like enough. I've never actually taken like a ballet class and learned ballet technique. So I am super duper excited to start in 2025. But now we're going to start the self-care process. If you watch my videos, you know that this process is my absolute favorite. Like always, we are going to oil my scalp, and then I got a new self-tan for us to try. If you watched my how to glow up in 24 hours video, I told y'all that I bought a new self-tan, but it wasn't here yet in that video. But here it is. This is the new one. It's by Loving Tan, and I follow them on Instagram and see them everywhere. And every time a girl uses this, it looks so good. I'm just scared it's gonna be too dark, but I mean, if it is, I also got the tan remover. So if it's too dark, we'll just take it off. But like I said, starting with oiling my scalp and then going from there. Okay, now I'm gonna self-tan, but first I'm going to moisturize my elbows, knees, wrists, and ankles. I think that's what the directions say. I'll reread them. Those areas tend to be drier, so they hold on to product a lot more, and then it will look really splotchy, and obviously nobody wants that. actually really nervous to see how this comes out. Now we are going to create our morning and nighttime routine and a self-care routine if you don't already have one. But why this is important is because personally I have trouble sticking to a morning routine and a night routine. So having it written down kind of helps because I know what I want to do in the morning and what I want to do at night. And if it doesn't get done, then it's kind of like, where's my morning routine at? So we're gonna do that together. And if you personally want to add timestamps to it, you can. I don't like to because I feel very rushed when I do that. The only timestamp will be wake up time and go to bed time. But other than that, I kind of like to do things on my own terms rather than like time telling me what to do. That sounds so sassy, but like, anyway, we're gonna create routines, and you can either do this on like Google spreadsheets, which I might do, or just Google Docs, or on a piece of paper, or in your notes app, literally anywhere you want to. Okay, so I've made my morning and night routine and I've kept it very like vague. I like to do that just to leave room for like extra stuff. I don't know. I feel like if I'm too strict on like, you have to eat breakfast at this time, you have to brush your teeth at this time, like it just becomes not enjoyable anymore. Like I feel like your morning and nighttime routine, you should be able to relax and like take things slow. So if you are somebody who does have to like get up and go to work, I would recommend getting up like earlier than you think you should, just so you can move slowly, because it does regulate your nervous system when you start to move slower. Like personally, I am somebody who is constantly rushing around and that causes a lot of my anxiety. So in 2025, I'm definitely going to focus on slowing down a lot more. Nothing like an everything shower on New Year's Eve, because then you wake up on New Year's Day literally as clean as you can be. I've always loved the start of a new year just because it's a great opportunity just to like get your life together. I didn't film it, but I organized my dresser as well today because I had a junk drawer in there and it was full of like things from like 3 years ago. I didn't film it because it stressed me out so bad. It's just so nice feeling like my whole life is organized and put together, ready for a fresh new year and a fresh start. Anyways, I am very excited. Why do I not have any more moisturizer? There we go. I'm very excited about this next activity. If you know me, you know that I love Pinterest and use it as like my vision board, which I have one for 2024 already. But after I blow dry my hair and style my hair, we are going to go on Pinterest and create a Pinterest board that represents the answers that we put down for the 22 questions to rebrand yourself. I want to do this so that way I'm like adding vision to what I want my life to look like and who I want to be. And I've just realized there are going to be fireworks going off all night tonight because today is New Year's Eve. Okay, so I've actually decided to move my morning and nighttime routine to this website called Xtiles, and I also have the app on my phone. I'm trying to get used to using it because it's a really great way to like organize your life, but I thought this would be much better for me instead of looking at a Google spreadsheet. That feels a little bit too serious for me. But I do think I am gonna end this one here. Hopefully this was educational enough. I really did try my best because I also wanted to get this out before all of the new year excitement is over. I know that rebranding yourself can feel very overwhelming, so I'm hoping that this video really kind of helped you out because I know that it did for me, and I'm glad that I decided that we should do this together instead of having like a sit-down podcast episode, which I do love those videos, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just feel it's more fun if we do it together instead of y'all just like sitting there listening to me talk about nonsense. If you did like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you next time. Love ya.